Hello guys, if you are tuning in for the first time or you've been following this nursery remodel, welcome back to Samber Style. In today's video, I'm going to show you guys 6 very affordable ways how you can transform any room from drab to fab. These cost-effective changes are very easy to do and they make a huge impact in any room. The first thing we're going to do is the main light fixture, so let's jump right into it. And this is going to be the light fixture we are going to be installing. It is a 4-tier chandelier, wicker style with some brass finish. And I think that's going to complement the green we already have in the room. So I need to measure my chain first and then kind of work my way down and figure out how to assemble this thing. And I'm going to take you guys along all the way with me. Like I said earlier, one of the 6 things you can do to transform your room is to change out the light fixtures. So in this case, we used to have like the old ceiling fan like you guys just saw, and we decided to change it for something a little bit more modern. It is a wicker style, and what's nice about this, it is very soft and muted, and it pretty much can go with any color. If you have white, blues, greens, any color, you can actually use this with a brass finish. And that's the whole style we're kind of going for. Everything gonna flow together, but it's small changes that's gonna make a big difference. So as you guys can see, I'm busy installing this light fixture, and obviously it is a little bit too tall. And one of the first steps that you should take when you install a chandelier type light fixture is to measure the right height. So what I did is I install it with the whole chain and everything that goes with it. So how do I measure it? So this bottom part needs to be up here so you can walk underneath it without hitting your head. So I'm going to measure this probably about 2 feet or so, and then I'm going to take it off this chain and then also on the cord. So I'm quickly going to do that and then remeasure and see if we get close. And also I did mention earlier that it's cost-effective ways of upgrading the room. We got this chandelier off Amazon for right around $100, which is really not bad for something cool like this. Got our height finalized. I took off all the chains, and this is how we're gonna have it with that whole chandelier building down, and nobody's gonna hit their head. Well, now I need to shorten this wire, and I'm just gonna give it a little bit of extra slack, cut it off right there, and then I'm gonna weave it through these chains, work it out, and then we're ready to connect it. So let's do it. Okay, so now we're ready to install the light. I've got my wires prepped, so I'm gonna connect black to black, white to white, connect the ground wire, and we should have some light. And while on the topic of lighting, we're gonna go ahead and install our second cost-effective upgrade for this room. This is gonna be our wireless wall sconces. So the bulb is actually the one you can charge, and it's got a whole bunch of different colors. I think we only paid like $50 or $60 for 2 sconces, and we're gonna go ahead and put them right there. So one on each side of this wainscoting. And I think that's going to look really awesome with the rest of the brass hardware that's still to come. And now I'm going to show you guys how easy it is to install this wireless sconce light. I'm going to show you guys how easy it is to install this light. So this is a very simple install. It's got this little mounting plate which we're going to mount to the wall, and then it's just got little screws on the side that mounts to that. So we got our plugs and our screws that we're gonna use to install this bracket. And that's how easy it is. That's all that is to it. So I'm gonna remove this bracket, measure it out, and then install it. That's gonna be our center point right there. And then before I drill the second one, while there's still movement, I'm gonna put my level on and make sure that is level. Now we can install our sconce back with our little side screws. And there it is. Okay guys, so we got these sconces installed and they turn out absolutely awesome. I think it's a very nice feature you can add to any room. In our case, where I'm standing is going to be our crib for our little boy. So this is going to be on the side of it. You can do it on the side of your bed, in an office, next to your bookshelf, anywhere, and that really makes the room a little bit more modern and classy. So as you guys can see behind me, it looks a little bit empty with these two sconces over here, and I'm about to change that because we had something custom made that I'm going to put here, a nice piece of artwork, and I'm going to tell you guys all about it. The third thing you can do is to add some custom artwork to your room. In our case, we used ChatGPT, highly recommend it. We gave it a couple of prompts as of our color scheme, and then also a little bit of a personal story. So I am originally from South Africa, for those of you who don't know. So we kind of gave it a color palette and idea, and it came up with this. Amber got it printed, and this picture right here was $100 framed the way you see it right here. So that's an awesome idea if you guys want to give some color or something personal to the room. It'll just give it that extra touch. And then also something I would like to share with you guys, as you guys can see, we are sticking with a Africa themed nursery, which is nice because it is gender neutral. And in this case, this is kind of our personal story. When we got engaged in 2018, we actually got engaged on a hot air balloon ride overlooking a safari in South Africa, and that is what this picture represents. So the whole Africa theme, I'm from South Africa, and yeah, that is the way we keep it to the roots. So let's move to the next thing. And the fourth thing is a very small and easy thing to change and upgrade, and that's gonna be the door hardware. So the door handle and the latch, and we're gonna go for a brass door handle. That way it matches with the sconces, the light fixture, and the rest of this nursery. So this looks a lot fancier than the standard brushed nickel that you usually get with the builder grade. And it's pretty affordable if you shop around on Amazon, and it's pretty easy to install, and I'm going to show you guys how to get it done so we can add another upgrade to this awesome nursery. First things first is going to be this little latch, and that should go right in there. Then we're going to install our actual door mechanism. Make sure that is the right way around. Then we install our door handle. Perfect. Okay, so we got our door handle installed, and then something a lot of people don't even think about is the actual hinges of the door. So I knew I was going to change them out, so I painted them. But we are going to change them out for matching brass hardware, and that's just going to make this whole door pop. And then once again, these door hinges are pretty cheap. You can get them anywhere from $10, $20, $30. When you decide to change out your hinges, make sure you get the right ones. You do get ones that's square with 4 screws, or like in my case, it's a 3-screw one, and it's got the rounded edges, and that should go right in where those ones are. So we're going to change them out one by one. That way you don't have to take off the door or anything like that. And as you guys can see, it's super simple to replace these, and you just need a Phillips screwdriver. One in, 3 to go. This is what it looked like before, and with the new brass hinges installed. And now you guys can see what the difference makes just by changing out the hinges. The last thing we're going to do to tie this room together is install our baseboards. So this is not a traditional baseboard with a molding on it. This is just a square 1x6 baseboard. You can also do a 1x8 depending on your room size. But this way it definitely makes it a lot more modern and give it that touch of elegance. So I'm quickly going to install this and show you guys how it looks. This might be a little bit on the pricier side compared to traditional baseboards and the material that you use. If you use an MDF baseboard, that's probably going to be your budget-friendly baseboard. However, if you have the budget for it, I would definitely recommend a square baseboard, and that'll just give you that extra finesse to finish up your room. Got the baseboards in and it's already looking awesome. almost finished. I do need to put some paint on it, so I'm going to use a semi-gloss trim paint for the finishing touch on these baseboards. So I got my brush and quickly gonna knock it out and show you guys the finished product. Okay, and just like that, the baseboards are in and painted. I did go with a white to give it a little bit of a contrast, and it also ties up great with those sconces on the wall. And if you do not have the budget to change out your baseboards, a fresh coat of semi-gloss white paint would definitely lighten up the room and give it a fresh new look. And here's a little bonus tip for you guys to add a floating shelf. If you have empty wall space, you can add a floating shelf and you can do a lot with it. You can decorate it or add some books, anything that will flow with the rest of your room. And with that being said, that's gonna bring us to the end of this video on how you can do a couple of small changes to elevate any room. If you have any other ideas, please let me know in the comments down below. If you have any other small tips or tricks you can add or change in a room to give it that extra nice feeling. If you guys find this video helpful, please share it with your friends and family. If you know somebody is looking for some inspiration, this is a pretty awesome way to inspire anybody. Thank you guys for watching. Until next time, goodbye. So like I said earlier, the first step we're gonna do to... Okay, so like I said earlier, one of the first steps... And we can get another upgraded item. So we can get another upgraded look. So we can add another upgrade to this new... So we can get